There's a problem in your neighborhood? Who are you gonna call? The taxi driver. A Taxi Driver, released in 2017 and is directed by Jang Wong, who's directed such films like Rough Cut, Secret Reunion, and The Front Line. And this film stars Song Kang-Ho and Thomas Kretchen. A Taxi Driver is set in 1980 in Gwangju, Korea, where there is an uprising of students against its local government. And a German reporter is trying to break his way into the country in order to record the violence that is happening. And the only way that he can get to Gwangju is to hire a taxi driver. The premise is actually pretty simple, but this movie is so dang good. I have to say, probably one of the best things about starting this YouTube channel is the amount of films that are recommended to me from genres, from countries that I would never have picked up at a video store or online, just because it just seemed so intimidating to me. I grew up in the United States. I've been here all my life. I've watched a lot of films that have been produced by this country. I have a sense of, when it comes to the United States, what makes a film good and what makes a film bad, but when we're talking about South Korea, when we're talking about France, when we're talking about Germany, I don't know what is good cinema over there. The whole idea of picking up those films was very intimidating. I didn't know where to start. And I have some great subscribers and listeners out there. Wang Wong, you have recommended so many South Korean pictures for me, and I'm so impressed with what I have seen so far. The South Korean pictures, for the most part that I've seen at least, are fantastic. And this one's no exception. The director of the Korean film Parasite at the Golden Globes this year, Bong Joon-ho, had an amazing quote. He said that once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you'll be introduced to so many more amazing films. Truer words had never been spoken before. I think to a lot of us Americans, it gets very intimidating and probably a little bit turn-off-ish by selecting a foreign film and having to read while watching the screen. But I implore you, if you have not exposed yourself to foreign cinema, to foreign films, you are missing out on just a beautiful, brilliant world. And the subtitles, it doesn't take long to adapt to it. 10 minutes. That's all you need. 10 minutes of getting used to watching and reading, and you're fine. I use the same analogy when I'm teaching my students theater. When you're reading or watching Shakespeare, yeah, for the first 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to be like, what the hell is everyone talking about? But then after 10 minutes, you got it. You got the idea of what they're saying. And to be honest, even if there wasn't subtitles on this film, A Taxi Driver, you would still know exactly what's happening and you would still be emotionally moved by it. Actually, at points when the German reporter is talking to his colleagues, they were talking in English at some points, and at first I was like, oh, do I understand Korean? I understood that. And the English subtitles came down at the bottom of the screen. What? I can read Korean now! No, not at all. But what a wonderful journey this film turned out to be. Our lead actor, Song Kang-Ho, plays a weathered taxi driver. Obviously, something happened in his life that was tragic for him, that really stopped any type of progression that he felt in his life. And he's such a likable coward of a character. And it's always best when our lead characters start off with cowardice tendencies, because then they grow over the course of the film, and it's lovely to see. He's someone that's always wanting to take the nice and easy route. He's always wanting to retreat, never wanting to go forward, because he has a responsibility. He has a daughter at home that he needs to care for, and he really can't because he's in a mindset of depression. But when this call to adventure happens and this German reporter is looking for a taxi driver, hey, drive me to this city that I cannot get to and I'll pay you a lot of money. Oh, money. It drives us all. But that just sparks the camaraderie and the relationship that these two people garner over the course of this film. Two guys from different countries can barely speak each other's language, and they become best friends. It's not a bromance either. This is like truly like, hey, we are friends. Come to find out that this is based on a true story, and I had no idea when it came to the politics story of this film. Over my head. And if you're curious about this film, I'll tell you right now, you don't have to be an expert on the history or the political history of Korea at all. You can just go in and have a great time with these simple characters. I think from what I recall, a tyrannical governor was expelled, taken out of office, and then someone else came in who was even worse, and then there was a student uprising, and that's where all of the violence that we get from the soldiers who are attacking the students who are protesting. Very reminiscent of Les Miserables, just done in Korea and with Taxi Driver. And I love the way the film captures all the brutality and the despair and the depression that is happening in this small little city, revolting against this government, but yet standing up for what they believe in. I never knew that this happened. I figured that, yes, this does happen overseas. I just never hear about it. And that's the whole point of this movie, is that this story, this true event of all of these people being hurt by that country's government, it was not being told. That's why this German reporter was coming in to record everything, to let everyone know, hey, this is happening. Because back in 1980, we really couldn't trust everyone by the words that they were telling us on TV. We had to actually see with our own two eyes. But we've overcome that now, and that's not a problem in today's society at all here in this country. It's a story about self-sacrifice. It is a story about friendship. It is a story about depression and how one deals with depression. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. I think everyone should check this movie out. When I was originally reading the synopsis, I was thinking that, oh, is this a documentary? But no, it's an actual cinematic film about, I guess, a documentary being made and being shot. It's cinematic. It's not done in a documentary style at all. Guys, I'm absolutely in love with this movie. If you have never heard of this film, it was nominated for Best Foreign Film at the 90th Academy Awards. So really, in this country, that's probably all the recognition that it's ever gotten. But it is a lovely story. It is thrilling. It has really intense spots, and we slow down a lot, and we get to know these characters. We get to know the culture a lot, which I always love. It's 2.5 hours. It doesn't feel 2.5 hours. There's a great use of pace here. We speed up at the perfect times, and then we also slow down to relieve our stress and our anxieties from what we're seeing on screen. It was an absolute joy. I definitely recommend this film to everyone. I'm going to give A Taxi Driver 5 out of 5 Blu-rays. All right, let's go. There it is, the first 5 out of 5 for 2020. Congratulations, A Taxi Driver. You deserve it. All right, everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos, where I randomly select which movie I'm going to be watching next. So let's take a look. The Full Monty. Full Monty, it's the Full Monty. Yes, my pants are on the floor where they belong. Da-da-da-da. Yes, before Magic Mike, we wanted the average Joe doing the Full Monty. And that's what this movie is about. I have not seen this in a very long time, but I do remember really enjoying it, so I'm excited to check that one out. Hey, thank you very much, Yang Huang, for the recommendation of A Taxi Driver. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, leave your recommendation below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout out on the channel. So guys, have you seen A Taxi Driver? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before, and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And if you like what you saw here, if you like my take on movies, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out with growing this community of Caleb Watches Movies. And if you have friends, if you have family members that love hearing people talk about movies, bash on movies, gloat on movies, send them over here, have them hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so they know every single time that I upload a review onto YouTube. And remember, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, which I guarantee will happen this year, I will reward everyone by torturing myself and recording myself watching Arachnophobia, which is not going to be fun for me. It'll be very, very fun for you. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm dreading it right now because I know it's going to happen. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of The Full Monty. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.